What's up, Planner Babe? This is Arlie Plans. My name is Arel. Welcome back to my channel. For this video, I am going to show you how I do my goal planning and how I use both my planners to do so. So if you guys have seen a video of my extension, which is this big chunky beauty right here, I did mention a couple of sections, and one of the sections that I have is my goal section, and I kind of discussed um, what inserts I have in that section and how I set my goals, but it was pretty brief, so I wanted to do a separate video on actually how I plan my goals, what inserts I use, and how I use my EDC to kind of use both of these in tandem, and which kind of maximizes my way and also to motivate me to keep going and do all the things to achieve those goals that I planned out for the year. So let's get started. So goal setting is kind of a big trend right now, especially since the beginning of the year, and in the planner community everyone's sharing how they're what their goals are for the year and how they're using or how they're going to be achieving those goals. So I want to jump on that trend, and it's actually a good trend to follow because not only you're going to set yourself up for success for the year, but also for the decade if you have that mindset already that, I'm going to set my goals and then I'm going to write out a plan on how to achieve them, and it's all going to work out. But, like life in general, there's going to be bumps and bruises all the way, but as long as you have a plan and a backup plan and a backup plan for that backup plan, everything will work out. So let's talk about those. So this is my extension. This is where I mostly do my goal planning. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the actual goal section, which is this one. So I use several inserts for goal planning in both my planners, so I wanted to share that. So the first insert that I have is this one from Sessavee. It's one of her yearly overviews. There's several ones, and I decided to use this for something other than to just, like a calendar type of insert. So I was going to write, or I am writing, a word for the month that caters toward my word of the year. So my word of the year is thrive, which is this one. Yes. And I wanted to write a word for each month that a separate focus, but at the same time encompasses my entire word for the year. So for January, it's going to be discipline, or it is discipline. And you kind of need discipline in order to thrive. So discipline meaning that I just, not only do I need to write my goals down, but I also need to come up with a plan and stick to that plan. So that is discipline. So I'm writing the word in this insert right here, and then the next insert, also from Sessavee, I'm writing on here, like a description of what that word means. So for January, I'm going to plan those goals and plan around those goals. So that's kind of what discipline means for me. So that's that. But then the bulk of it all is this yearly goals insert from Cloth and Paper. And this is where my goals are divided into different categories. So I have personal, career, physical health, mental health, finances, social media, and then relationships. And I did follow the different timelines for each one. And so for the first one, I have the 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and then the year. So for the year, I have these general goals that I want for my personal life. So my personal life, I do want to travel more, more self-love, and then catch up on movies and reading. So for career, I want to get a second job, grab more opportunities, and join a nursing organization. For my physical health, I want to maintain my ideal weight, get on a healthier diet, complete at least 3 of my rings in my Apple Watch 3 times a week, and keep up with my routines and habits. For my mental health, I want to journal every day, learn the art of slowing down, and increase my knowledge, mostly for mental health. And then for finances, I want to focus on debt, as also focus on savings. have a $5,000 emergency fund and stick to the whole plan. For social media, by the end of the year, I want to have 20,000 followers on Instagram, 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, and then get monetized on YouTube as well. And last, for relationships, I want to spend more time with family, regular get together with friends, and then get back in touch with the people back home. So those are my general goals for the year. And since we did start our year now, I have some steps that I wrote down for the month for each category. So these are the things that I would like to do for each goal. And it worked out pretty well, but I felt like I needed another space to write it all out in more detail. So this is more of a general overview, and then we're going to move on to actions. So I have this tab right here that says actions, and I have this goal action plan insert from Indigo Printables on Etsy. Everything will be linked down below if you guys are interested. And I followed a color coding for the goal. So this ash colored sticker, these are all from Cloth and Paper, and it's the hexagon one. So I kind of just put it right here so I know what category it falls into, which is my career. So I wrote down get a second job, which is one of my big goals. So I wrote down this section right here. It says why, for extra income, more experiences, and to prepare for travel nursing, which I'll be doing next year in 2021. So I didn't write what date I set out for this goal to be achieved. Hopefully, I am hoping to be getting a second job by the end of this quarter. So hopefully by March, I already have one. But so the action steps that I have is to update my resume, keep my LinkedIn page current, look at job postings, and then apply. So far I've applied to one position, and I wrote down the dates I accomplished these goals. And yeah, so I'll probably add more here as I go along, maybe write down other places that I applied to and then write the dates down. So there's a section here for milestones and rewards. So maybe if I get a second job, I'll probably I don't know, treat myself to, a spa day or something, but I haven't really thought about it yet. So it's nice that there's a section for that. And then here it's like a 12-month roundup. So I'm not really sure that I can use this for this type of goal. I do have it for this other one. So let's say here for my next goal is to take the CCRN exam. I do have that as my 3 months for the 3-month focus. So I have it on my career because I am planning on taking it in April. And I did talk about this briefly also in my extension flip through, but it has more steps right here. And this section right here is kind of summarizes some of the steps in 1 month. So I'm going to read up and research on the exam, which I'll do in January, and then plan out do a study plan. So I'm going to download the app for practice questions. I'm going to review notes from the review class I took, and then formulate a study plan and a study schedule. And then in March, for the whole month of March, all I will be doing is studying. And then April is to actually take the test. So it this is more of a scheduled type of thing for each month, more generalized, that kind of branches out into different type of steps in this section. So that's how I decided to use it. And let me see if I have another one. So this one is complete my rings. Oh, okay, so this one's perfect. So I have another goal is to focus on debt. This is for my finance section. So I want to tackle all my credit card debt this year. So why financial freedom? Duh. So I have my action steps, which is to calculate all the totals and write out payment plans, which I did at the beginning of the year. And then the only thing that I need to do is, start paying the credit cards. So far I have 4 credit cards that I need to pay off. So I already paid off this one, which is for January. It's I use these 2 for the holidays, but I didn't acquire a lot of balance, so I kind of just paid that off. And then for February and March, I am planning on paying my Target credit card. For April and May, my Citibank. And then for June to August will be my Discover, which has These last two have the bigger balances. I am doing the snowball method for my payment process. So that's kind of how I want it to be. It's nice to have an overview of what the whole plan is, especially for this something specific. So for yeah, you know, it kind of motivates me. Like, yeah, by May I need to pay, like my Citibank should be empty. So that's how I'm using this part right here. And then this one is for my 5K emergency fund. So, you know, just different like little action steps right here. And I do have an auto transfer for how I am going to achieve that. I think I'll be taking out $12 or something every day for the rest of the year to acquire $5,000 for my emergency fund. And then my other goals right here are for 20 IG followers and then YouTube subscribers. So it's kind of the same for my YouTube. In order to gain more subscribers, I have to have more content. So I am planning to do 4 videos every month, fresh content, and then to focus like on my stuff and not just, you know, coming out with content that I'm not really interested in and just for the sake of acquiring viewers. So I'm not all about that. And same with my followers and Instagram. You know, I have an action step right here to remind myself to always be true and to just like post, you know, about who you are and then how you use your planners and not just follow like trends and all that stuff. So I have those. And there's another one right here as a monthly goal progress. I do have a tab right here so that I could, you know, flip to it really easily. And since the month of January isn't over yet, so I am going to write what my progress is for the month. So let's say for my, you know, IG, Instagram followers. So I'll write right here on January what my total follower count is. So, you know, to see like what the progress is and all that stuff. So it's pretty simple. I'm not trying to make it too of a like convoluted process on what I'm gonna do. I just like writing things down, and me reading the steps over and over, it reiterates that habit of, you know, I need to focus, I need to focus, I need to focus, I need to work on the goals and, you know, not distract myself with like the little things, especially when it comes to finances. I want to focus on my debt and I also want to save up. So all the unnecessary spending needs to stop or needs to, you know, calm down for a little bit. And as long as I achieve my debt, especially like taking that off, it'll be a huge weight lifted on my shoulders, and then I'll have a more freedom to use my money like whatsoever, like investing, saving, or, you know, spending, like using cash instead of using credit cards. So it's very simple. I know different people have different ways on how they are planning out on achieving their goals. I just wanted to share how I am doing mine. And so far, you know, I'm pretty excited because writing stuff out and having deadlines for things makes it a lot more realistic and makes it also achievable. So I'm pretty excited. I'm probably going to do a goal check-in update like after, you know, sometime in May or you know, like half of the year to just like see how I'm doing, because I want to hold myself accountable. And if this, you know, method works, I really want to share it, and of course, you know, to help out people, you know, who are struggling in, you know, that type of like goal setting and planning. So if it works out for me, I would be more than happy to share how my progress is, and if it works, how I did it, and if it doesn't, what are the things that I did to you know, achieve those, or like divert my focus and how I got back into the game of it all. So this is how I use my extension. So my extension is, you know, for the general like goals, the whole bulk like planning of it. So my EDC comes into the picture, and how it does come into picture, I do have a section of my goals in my EDC as well. So let me close up my big planner right here, and then we can show you what it looks like in my EDC this time. So this is my goal section is under my dump section, and I have a sub tab right here. So I have my word of the year, and then I do have my goals somewhere, which I've written down. Oh, I think they're in front of my planner, actually. Yeah, so I think it is in front of my planner. Is it? I'm so confused. Oh yeah, it is in front of my planner. Yeah, so these are my goals for the year. There you go. So in here, I decided to just write a simple to-do list of the things that I kind of transferred from here to here, but in a more simplified form. So so far I've written career and then finances because these are my two focus right now, especially. So second job, I kind of checked it off, update resume, work extra, and then sign up for classes. And then for finances, write my financial plan, and then my 5,000 emergency fund plan, transfer money, and then like choose an account on where I'm gonna save that emergency fund. So it kind of is more of a a specific to-do list. And of course, because I don't bring my extension with me everywhere, so I just wrote out some of the things that I can be doing on the go, or kind of at work, or when there's like times when I can't really open my extension, because I only open my extension every week because there's some routines that I do in both my planners that I do in my extension weekly. This one I open almost every day, especially when, there's like a lot of things to do. So that's my only section for my goals in my EDC. I try not to mimic both of them together, like write all the stuff I have in here because what's the point of it having in my extension if I'm just gonna write it right here? So I'm trying, since it's my EDC, I'm trying it to be more compact and just, straight to the point and not have too many details, just like the important stuff. So that's the purpose of this sheet right here in my EDC. And then just to kind of add to complete like the circle of, goal planning in all my 3 planners. So I have my journal with me as well, and some aspects of goal planning is kind of in here, but it's mostly for reflection. So let me just show you so you guys know what I'm talking about. So it's in the reflection section. I do also have a video of a flip through of my wellness journal, actually all my 3 planners. I have a playlist too of my 2020 planner setups. I will be linking them all around here. But anyway, so to focus on or reflection for the goals, I do have this insert from MG Planner on Etsy. And it's mostly, like I said, reflection on this. So this is the 2 planners, the EDC and my extension, are for actionable, work type of mindset as far as how I use them, but my journal is to reflect. So I haven't answered these questions yet because I'm trying to write all of my steps first and my action plans for all the goals that I have. But I decided, or I just wanted to show you guys a few examples. I'm not trying to like go into each of my goal because it's probably not your goal. It's probably not that interesting to you. So I just chose some of the goals that I wanted to share here because they're, more concrete examples, and then there's more steps to them. So yeah, anyway, so I'm going to write on this after I finish filling out all my stuff in my extension. So, but it's just prompts that say, what do you see yourself accomplishing or working towards? So I'll write the goal. How will you know you've reached your goal? What will be a measurable difference? What are some roadblocks that you may face when you have setbacks or roadblocks? Instead of beating yourself up, what will you do to encourage yourself? What emotions do you expect to feel when you reach your goal? And what's the first physical action you will take towards this goal, and on what date? So it kind of mirrors the action pages in my extension, but it's more of a how would you feel about it, reflection type of stuff. Because especially like the roadblock stuff, I know that I am going to go through some roadblocks when I work on my goals, and it's not always going to be a walk in the park. There's always going to be some stuff that will happen, especially like finances. I am working on my debt, but then something big happens that I have to like set my money aside for something else instead of just paying my debt. So I'm going to be really disappointed, but at the same time, stuff happens and I'm just going to have to like go with it and, move on, do it, and then, pick myself back up again and then, continue. So stuff like that. So I do like this part of it, that it has the emotional slash mental aspect of it on how you feel, because you'll have to ask yourself, why did you set those goals in the first place? There has to be an emotional and mental type of background to it. So that's what I like about this insert right here. So it kind of completes, like a full circle as far as like planning and setting your goals and putting actions into them. So, yeah, it's a pretty simple, I think, for me, method or a process. And this is actually the first year, being in a planner community for a lot of times. And then I always write my planner or my goals in my planners, but I don't really like right steps to achieve them. So this is the first time I'm doing it, and I'm really excited about the different type of steps and actions that it will take for me to achieve them. And I know that it'll happen because I'm more in tune with what I want now and what I would like myself to be in a year. So I'm very excited. So that is my goal planning video. I hope you guys like it. If you want to share how you're setting your goals and how you're planning around those goals, comment down below. I'm interested on how your process works, and if this process that I explained, I hope it made sense to you guys. So yeah, so share some tidbits if you can, because this is, like I said, that's my first time really actually diving into this and putting my 100% focus and motivation on this. So I'm pretty excited. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And of course, if you want to see more content from me, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys. Bye.